Problems they've always had with this club, they didn't even get into the soccer bowl last year, was that these great international stars have not translated into a good team. The Cosmos, Warner Communications did something about that. Hennes Weisweiler is here, possibly the best coach to ever come out of Germany. He's reunited with Franz Beckenbauer, and they are now a team.
When you think of the old New York Yankees, you think of Babe Ruth. When you think of the New York Cosmos, you think of Giorgio.
I am.
Chinaglia. Now, he wears number 9. He's always lurking near the mouth of the goal. Giorgio Chinaglia has 11 goals and 3 assists this year. Of course, he's leading the league in scoring and is leading the league, the NASL, in all-time scoring. And what more can you say about Chinaglia?
If he fell out of bed in November, his foot would hit a ball and would go in the upper right-hand corner of a goal somewhere. That guy is a scoring machine. He's tough. You got to keep him away from the goal because he's got a real nose for scoring points.
Now, the 4th goalkeeper of the year for Atlanta will be in goal today. He's new. He's from Yugoslavia. His name is Slobodan Ilijevski, and he's got to be looking at that foot of Chinaglia.
He does. Slobo, his friends call him Slobo. Lou Cioffi had been in goal for the Chiefs. Dan Wood and David Chadwick felt that this awesome crowd today at the Meadowlands, the crossing balls by the Cosmos, might be too much for the young man from Bronx. Victor Nogueira is going to have surgery, so Ilijevski makes his debut today here in the Meadowlands.
We'll be looking for some hard work from Keith Furphy for the Atlanta Chiefs. He has 5 goals in the last 7 games, the only Chief to score. Back in a moment with the Chiefs and Cosmos.
It's Atlanta Chiefs soccer. This Atlanta Chiefs NASL soccer game is brought to you by the people in your town who bottle delicious Coca-Cola. To enjoy the game refreshed, have a Coke and a smile. Coke adds life. And by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Bob Neal and Terry Hansen will be back with all the action right after this.
If you're looking for high adventure when the sun goes down, then come discover Six Flags tonight, where the new Flying Dutchman ride at Jolly Roger's Island will swing you to the stars. And every night is overflowing with special shows, parades, fireworks, and rides that'll thrill the daylights out of you. Aye, Six Flags at night. Now it's a bigger blast than ever.
Open daily. 2-night tickets are available at the gate.
This Bud's for everyone who helps put food on the table.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Ever feel like you're on a date all by yourself? Get certs. Get closer. When your husband says, "I love you," does he yell it from across the room? Get certs. Get closer. Only Certs has flavor crystals and Retsin for great taste and fresh breath that lasts over an hour. So if your sweetheart serenades you from long distance, get Certs. Get closer.
You're working hard and building up a thirst so mean it just won't quit. But you won't quit either. So you reach for the Thirst Quencher. Pro Strength Thirst Quencher from Wagner with twice the minerals of Gatorade, plus more of the potassium a thirsty body may need. Got a mean thirst that won't quit? Reach for Pro Strength Thirst Quencher from Wagner. When you're not playing games with thirst. Right, Zonk?
From Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands, good afternoon, everybody. This is Bob Neal, along with Terry Hansen, for today's game between the Atlanta Chiefs, winners in 2 of their last 3 games, and the New York Cosmos, winners in their last 6 games. The Chiefs are 4-8 with 37 points in 3rd place in the National Conference Central Division of the NASL. The New York Cosmos are 9-2. They are, as usual, in first place of the National Conference Eastern Division with a 9-2 record and 77 points. And Terry, let's have a look at the lineups for today's game. First of all, the Cosmos.
For the Cosmos in goal, Robert, is Hubert Birkenmeyer. Birkenmeyer in goal. The defenders are Eskandarian, Jeff Durgan, Carlos Alberto, and Wim Reisbergen. At midfield, Johan Naskins, Vladislav Bogicevic, Franz Beckenbauer. On the forward line, Julio Cesar Romero, Giorgio Quinalia, and Angelo Di Bernardo. Hennes Weisweiler, the coach of the Cosmos. And for the Atlanta Chiefs in goals, we mentioned Slobodan Ilievsky. At defenders, Webster LaChava, Stuart Lilly, Bronco Radovich, and Bruce Savage. And in midfield, Pat McMahon, Brian Alderson, and Carl Strong. On the forward line, Louis Nanchoff, Tony Whalen, Keith Furphy, Dan Wood, and David Chadwick. Coach, the Atlanta Chiefs. Referee tonight, Billy Maxwell. And the linesmen are Philip Clark and Oscar Herrera. Nice shot of Bill Maxwell for those of you on the TV side.
And we are ready for the kickoff at Giant Stadium. Good crowd on hand today. We had a substantial thunderstorm here in the Meadowlands, just west of the Hudson River and New York City, Manhattan, I should say. And however, most of those clouds are gone. It is partly sunny here today, about 75 degrees, and a pleasant afternoon. And Franz Beckenbauer wears number 6, one of the greater soccer players to ever play the game, and there are a lot of them on this Cosmos team. Loses the ball out of bounds as it's underway. The Atlanta Chiefs in their blue uniforms trimmed in red and white. The Cosmos in their traditional home whites with dark green letters, and the Atlanta Chiefs now attacking. Ball being lost at midfield.
The play of the game.
Dropping the ball
Go back with us now to
13.
Comiskey Park.
Drops the ball back to Bogicevic. Bogey, they call him here in New York, and gives to Brazilian Carlos Alberto, who wears number 5. Give and go. Alberto down the right wing. Wants to cross. Cosmos attacking. Alberto being marked by number 4, Tony Whalen. Crosses at the top of the arc. Good play by Radovich. And the Chiefs come out across their own 35-yard line to Keith Furphy. Furphy losing it in the center circle. And the ball is lost out of control over the near side touchline. It will be throw-in Atlanta Chiefs, and the Chiefs attacking half of the field near the 35-yard line of the New York Cosmos. Furphy throws the ball into midfield. Bruce Savage with the ball. Savage to number 8. Brian Alderson, the quarterback, central midfielder for the Atlanta Chiefs. Having problem with the short passes, something the Chiefs have been struggling with of late at midfield. And very quickly back with the ball, Bogicevic. Good pass inside the 35, looking for Quinalia, and there is 19-year-old Bruce Savage, the young American from Miami-Dade Junior College.
What a thrill this has to be for him today out here with these international stars and a stadium full of people.
Cosmos intercepting again. Franz Beckenbauer just coming off a strained groin muscle, but playing today. Romero with the ball on the left wing, approaching the Atlanta Chiefs 35-yard line, marked tightly by Savage. Ball lost out of bounds. It'll be Chiefs throw-in. Just underway from the Meadowlands. 43:07 to go in the first half. Scoreless game. Throw in, and the ball chipped up, and not a very good job. I think Bronco Radovich would like to have that ball back. At midfield now, looking for Tony Whalen, the central striker for the Atlanta Chiefs today. For the Chiefs, the front three, Louis Nanchoff, Tony Whalen, Keith Furphy. It's been a dry spell for the Chiefs. They are struggling in scoring goals. Nobody has scored for Atlanta but Keith Furphy since a 3-goal performance in Memphis, April 26, by Jeff Bourne, who's in the longest slump of his career and is benched. Carlos Alberto with a waist-high settle, and he can play the ball.
Boy, they call him the Iceman because he is so cool back there, Bob. He does things that other people would just marvel at, and you don't even know he's doing a job.
Good-sized crowd on hand here today at the Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. The Cosmos are averaging over 40,000 a game this year. Their attendance is down a couple of thousand from last year. They struggled at the beginning of the season until Weisweiler arrived. Webster LaChava, last year's most valuable Chief, attempting to break it up, but it's coming through now. This is Di Bernardo, takes it into the left side, gives the ball to Julio Romero in the left wing corner for the New York Cosmos. About 10 yards from the end line, wants to turn, wants to cross, does. It comes to the far post. Quinalia, header wide to the right side. We'll be back in a moment. It'll be an Atlanta goal kick. Scoreless game. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Oh, do they need a basket now? Waters comes down the right side. He gets over to Puccio. Comes over left side to Wolf. Here comes Waters down the right. He puts it up. He scores! Oh, what a play! Timeout on the score!
A Coke and a smile. That's the way it should be. And I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola and life.
Let's take a look at that again.
Have a Coke and a smile.
It's Bob Neal and Terry Hansen from the Meadowlands at Giant Stadium. Scoreless game. 41-10 remaining in the first half of play. Carlos Alberto bringing it out of the New York Cosmos penalty box area. Gives to Bogicevic at midfield. Right side pass and a quick one-touch back from Naskins. Didn't go the way he wanted it to go. And Eskandarian playing at right fullback gives to Bogicevic at the Atlanta 35. Tries to get it back to Eskandarian. It's headed out of danger for the Atlanta Chiefs for the moment by Keith Furphy, who wears number 16. Throw in Cosmos into the penalty box area. Radovich, Bronco, the sweeper for the Atlanta Chiefs, who's been playing well of late. Bruce Savage marked tightly, and you'll notice the Cosmos are pressing the Atlanta Chiefs every moment. And here's a mistake in front of the goal. Diving on the ball is Slobodan Ilyevsky. And Terry, we were told before the game to look for this Weisweiler style of full field total soccer. They've already played it.
Total soccer. It's like, Bob, for those hockey fans who are viewing and listening today, it's like forechecking. The Cosmos will not give the Chiefs a chance to move the ball out of their own defensive end of the field.
The old full court press.
That's right.
A good analogy also. Ball lost out of bounds. It'll be throw in. Cosmos left wing side in the Chiefs defensive half of the field. 40 minutes remaining in the first half of play. You're relatively new to soccer and television. Continuous clock running. Stopped only occasionally by the referee. 45-minute halves. Cosmos building now at midfield. Eskandarian with the ball. The Cosmos' best American player, Ricky Davis, not in the lineup today, and from a fullback position. He strained his ankle yesterday in Cosmos workouts. Here's Bogicevic at the Atlanta 35. Square pass right side, Beckenbauer. Chips it in. Good ball. Goes to the left side. Coming up to play the ball over there, DiBernardo. And it's taken away from him. Little help from forward Louis Nanshaw. Ball loose in the penalty box area. That is Quinalha. And it's loose again. Quinalha, left wing corner, being marked tightly by Radovich. Radovich takes the ball, boots it out here to midfield, looks for Tony Whelan. Cannot get to the ball in time. I think it's going to roll out of bounds on the far side. It'll be throw in Cosmos from their own defensive zone with 39:05 remaining in the first half of play. It is a scoreless game here at Giant Stadium. Beautiful afternoon, sunshiny day.
That ball is lightning on this turf here in Giant Stadium, and the Cosmos have adapted their style of play, which is solely on the ground to meet that turf. They do know how to run to the ball. When they put the ball in the air, you look for Quinalha at the far post because he do sit on that doorstep.
The Atlanta goalkeeper, Slobodan Ilyevsky, who played with Detroit 78 and 79, and a former international player in Yugoslavia, having to face an awesome scoring machine. And here they come again. This is Wim Reisbergen in across the 35. Gives to Alberto. Top of the arc. Shot wide right side. Got a little under it, a little behind it. Shanked it to the right. It'll be goal kick Atlanta with a scoreless game. Slobo Ilyevsky is his name. We're going to take this time out for 30 seconds. We'll be right back on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
This Bud's for everybody who helps build this country from the ground up.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
At the midfield, it's controlled by Atlanta. Bruce Savage in the center circle to number 8, Brian Alderson, central midfielder, to assistant coach Pat McMahon, the former Scottish international. Webster Lee Chaba in across the Cosmos 35. Alderson looking for help over the right side. Finds Tony Whelan, number 4. He's at central striker out on the right wing for the moment. Back to Pat McMahon. The Chiefs trying to build up for their first attack on goal of the day. Ball chipped into Lee Chaba, right side of the penalty box area. Wants to cross. Here it comes, and it's stopped by Carlos Alberto. Loose in the penalty box area. Left-footed shot. Alderson diving save by Hubert Birkenmeyer, and the Chiefs almost got out in front early.
It was a little garbage coming out of the ball. The ball squirted to Alderson. A natural left footer, Brian Alderson, got the ball. It squirted out of the side by Lachaba. It was knocked down by Alberto. Alderson gets the ball, turns on it with his left foot, and nice stop by Birkenmeyer, who had the ankle cut down. Furphy, good thing he didn't give a rebound because Furphy was right there to punch it home.
We still have a scoreless game with 36-33 remaining in the first half of play from Giant Stadium. The Cosmos now trying to build up from their own defensive end of the field. The Chiefs giving them a little pressure there. Here's Beckenbauer left-footing it out to midfield, but it's won there by Webster Lee Chaba. Drops it back to Radovich, and the Chiefs will now try another offensive attack in the center circle. The midfielder, Carl Strong, one of the Chiefs' American players. Back to Radovich. Now in at the 35. Alderson's all alone on the right wing side. Settles the ball. He's still alone. Here's Alderson crossing into the penalty box area. Furphy flicks on. Whalen wants to hit it. Can he get to the ball? He settles it. Carl Strong cannot hit it. Here's Pat McMahon inside the 35. Takes it left side. Ball squirts away. It's saved on the left wing by Savage. Back to McMahon. Now Whalen with the ball. Tony Whalen back out here to Carl Strong. Strong, Savage, Whalen. Short one-time passes. And the ball's punched out of bounds over on the near side. It'll be throw in Atlanta.
They're passing the ball, Bob, but they're not going forward with it. They're just pushing the ball around. They've got to make some progress offensively in that penalty area.
Here's Tony Whalen. Wants to cross. Can't do it. Hard off the shins of Eskandarian. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Atlanta Chiefs. It's from the corner, almost like a corner kick. Carl Strong throws it in short to Whalen. Back to Strong. And offsides is the call against Carl Strong. And this means it's an opportunity here for Terry Hansen. Once again, his nationally famous explanation and description of the very difficult soccer offside rule. Terry, take it away.
Okay, now look, when you got the ball and you got to have two defensive players between you and the goal before the ball was passed, before you break. It's like the moving blue line in hockey. I've told you this now for 2 years. All the people at home know it, and I don't see any reason why you got to keep bringing this up week after week after week.
Are you finished? The offside rule. Well, that's what Carl Strong.
Whatever I said, he just did it.
That's correct. It's a little complicated.
No.
Here's Franz Beckenbauer, midfield for the Cosmos. To Bogicevic at the Atlanta 35-yard line. Chips it in, penalty arc, looking for Quinaglia, right side of the goal. Booted out of danger by Carl Strong. Still controlled by Beckenbauer. Takes it in right side. The Cosmos just keep coming at you. Louis Nanchoff at midfield for Atlanta. Center circle. Good square pass right side. Tony Whalen rolls it left side. Here comes Brian Alderson right down the middle at the 35 of the Cosmos. Good pass left side. Louis Nanchoff at the 18-yard line. Taking it right toward goal. Here is Louis Nanchoff, and the ball is knocked out of bounds on the near side. Throw in Atlanta Chiefs.
Bob, really important to keep these Cosmos off the board early, because the Chiefs with some young American players can get down, and the Cosmos, if they get up, are capable of just blowing you out. When I was with the Washington club, Bob, one night up here it was 8-1. So if you let them get up early, you've got big problems on your hands.
Carl Strong rolling the ball back out near the 35-yard line. It's lost over the near side touchline. It'll be throw in New York Cosmos from their own 35. Ball thrown in by Julio Cesar Romero from Paraguay.
Oh, you say that so well.
I practiced all evening. Here is Eskandarian out across his own 35 to midfield to Bogey. Lauren Bacall, his girlfriend, as you may recall. Saw them at Harry's New York bar last night, Bogey and Lauren. Here's Carl Strong, center circle. To Brian Alderson. Good ball to Lichaba into the right wing corner. Will want to crash. Here is Whalen in the middle. They can't get the ball to Whalen. It is loose momentarily, in control by the Cosmos in the penalty circle. And a nice diving header by a young American who may be one of the best to come out of the colleges in a long time, Jeff Durgan.
Not the colleges, Bob, the high schools. He's never gone to college. Point. Olympic High School in Tacoma, Washington, selected 5th by the Cosmos in the '79 draft. Excuse me, selected 4th. The man selected 5th was Atlanta's own Mark McCain, who's been sidelined with an injury for about a year and a half. But Jeff Durgan doing very, very well for the Cosmos. Love to see those young American kids play well.
6'2", 175. Durgan does look like a strong safety in football, and will play like that, too. He's tough. Here's Alderson trying to get in past Bogicevic. Can't do it. And the white-clad Cosmos come out across their own 35 with the ball. A lot of fore pressure here by the Atlanta Chiefs. Rolled into the center circle to Beckenbauer. Just to the left of the center circle now. We have 32-25 remaining in the first half of play. Scoreless game.
Chiefs looking a little foul on New York. It'll be a free kick for Atlanta, but the Chiefs looking a little loose, Bob. Let's face it. With the records 9-2 and 4-8, one of the better franchises in the league in New York, and quite frankly, the Chiefs who have struggled, what do they have to lose? They come in here, they're going to be loose, they got to play in the best they can, and who knows what's going to happen.
Louis Nanchoff feels that if the Atlanta Chiefs can score the first goal, that there would certainly be an excellent opportunity to upset this Cosmos team. But, of course, that hasn't happened yet. The Chiefs did have a near miss earlier. 31:50 to go in the first half. Cosmos ball into Beckenbauer.
In our last 5 home games, the Cosmos have given up like 1 goal, and that was a penalty kick to New England.
Brazilian Alberto into Bogicevic. Slide tackle missed by Radovic. Loose at the top of the arc. Controlled by Pat McMahon out across his own 35. Gives to Keith Furphy. The only player for the Atlanta Chiefs to score in the last 7 games is blonde-headed Keith Furphy, who gives to Whalen. Whalen right side and across the 35. Stops and turns. Drops it back to to last year's Chiefs' most valuable player, Lee Chaba. Offsides, Brian Alderson in ahead of the play. It'll be Cosmos ball in their own defensive zone. Back in a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Some say that the first step to manhood is the first haircut. But if you'll ask the man in the chair, he'll tell you the sooner it's over, the better. Life is full of precious moments. And it's our families that make the little things in life enjoyable and lovable. Because love is a family affair. A message of love and concern from Boys Town.
Johan Neeskens putting it to Quinalha, looking for Quinalha. Bending the ball so far when he hit it into the Atlanta penalty box area that it curved. I'd say that ball broke about 6 feet. He was also trying to get it onto the head of Angelo DiBernardo. It's out of bounds, throw in Chiefs far side touchline at midfield to Tony Whelan. Back out of bounds again. And now it's going to be Cosmos ball. Terry, I hope that you took care. We brought a soccer ball, a miter soccer ball with us here to New York. And Terry's been carrying it around with him all day. I hope you still have it because we're going to show it to people at halftime to plug Buck a Ball night next Saturday. Do you have the soccer ball?
Yes, I do. June the 14th against Detroit for only $1, like a $12 or $13 ball. And it's a great deal. All the fans coming to see the Detroit game just get $1. The first 8,000 in there are going to get that ball. It's a nice ball to have. Rubber texture when you can play with it in the street and all kinds of things.
Cosmos at the Atlanta 35-yard line. That's Bogicevic. Square pass right side. Beckenbauer has Eskandarian open on the right wing. Gets the ball to his feet. Marked tightly. Give and go to Eskandarian. Wants to cross. Does. And it's a nice play by Carl Strong. But the Cosmos are going to come up with the first corner of this soccer match from the right corner flag.
Eskandarian in the picture for those on the TV side now is an Iranian citizen, Bob, who's from Panama. And the North American Soccer League put out a directive to tighten security because he was attacked in an anti-Iranian demonstration while playing in Fort Lauderdale a couple weeks ago. So that's kind of low rent. I don't think politics should enter into professional sports.
Here's the left-footed cross, in-swinger, near post header, punch save over the end line. We're going to get another corner. And that was Ilievsky coming out to control the goal box area, punching it off the head of Johan Neeskens. You'll see number 9, Quinalha, lurking in the goal area also, along with Neeskens. They are dangerous. Here's the cross, far post, in the air, punched out of the box by Ilievsky. He plays with confidence. His first game ever for the Atlanta Chiefs today in goal. The 6-foot-tall Yugoslavian, formerly with the Detroit Express, Yugoslavian international soccer team. Ball loose in front of the goal. Here's a shot. Goal! Julio Cesar Romero, number 7. The 5'7" Paraguayan with 28-25 to go in the first half. Got the loose ball, knocked it in the back of the net.
Thought the Chiefs might have been able to clear that ball as it came in, Bob. It was Romero coming in with the left foot. He had a ball. The Chiefs had a ball in the area. The ball was pushed inside. Now, it was right there, a chance to clear the ball by Savage. Unable to do it. Bounced off of him. Romero with the left foot. Out comes Ilievsky to cut down the angle. He had to protect the far side a little bit. He had his left leg inside to the close post. Romero chose to go to that route. 1-0 Cosmos.
There goes Louis Nanchops. If we score the first goal, Theory, the Chiefs are trailing 1-0 with 27:49 to go in the first half of play. It was Julio Cesar Romero with the goal for the New York Cosmos. Romero scoring his 7th goal of the year with 8 assists. He now has 22 points and is just trailing Quinalha for the scoring lead for the Cosmos.
He is a young Paraguayan who can run and handle the ball, and a great addition to the Cosmos, replacing Dennis Tuert, who's back in Manchester City.
Brian Alderson, number 8 for the Atlanta Chiefs in the center circle, punches the ball through at the 35-yard line, looking for Whelan. Ball in the air, taken by Alderson into the penalty box area, and over to take it very easily is Hubert Birkenmeyer, a small goalkeeper by goalkeeper standards. He's only 5'9", weighs 170. He's West German, and to say he can play is an understatement.
He's got a heart that's 5'9" and is 170. If anybody saw him on a national game last week against Washington.
Back comes Beckenbauer of the Cosmos at the Atlanta 35. Through to Bogicevic. Can't play it. Romero gets it. Good ball to the foot of Eskandarian. Right wing side. 22 yards from goal. Pushes it into the corner to DiBernardo. Back to Eskandarian. Takes it back out to midfield now. This is Neeskens, the Dutch international, to Beckenbauer, the Kaiser. Chipping it into the penalty box area. chest settle, hard shot, save, Ilievsky. That was DiBernardo, who turned and fired from 13 feet.
That was a little harder save than it looked because he was screened. Ilievsky was screened. DiBernardo took the ball, kicked the ball between Radovic's legs, and really didn't get a good look at it.
Foul called against the Cosmos. The Cosmos goal now, the official. There you see the man who scored it. Julio Cesar Romero with his 7th goal of the year. He was assisted by Vladislav Bogicevic and Eskandarian.
Those guys with one name are cool. You got to be cool to just have one name.
Well, you know, last year I changed my name to just one name.
Just
I'm
Bob.
known now as Bob.
But it didn't work.
Pele Eskandarian
and Bob.
Louis Nanchoff getting a good ball, right side foot settle inside the Cosmos 35, but the back four for the Cosmos: Eskandarian, Jeff Durgan, Carlos Alberto, Wim Reisbergen. Hard to penetrate that defensive back four. As you've seen, the Chiefs have had trouble with it today. At midfield, Atlanta battling for the ball. That's DiBernardo. Gives to Reisbergen. One touch back to DiBernardo at the upper right-hand corner of the box. Reisbergen alone. Wants to pull the trigger, but up on the ball quickly comes Pat McMahon.
Angelo DiBernardo had played his college soccer for Jerry Yeagley at the University of Indiana. From Chicago, Argentinian born, is now an American citizen and counts as one of the 3 in the Cosmos lineup.
Fort Lauderdale leading Tampa Bay by a score of 1-0. Teofilo Cubillas scoring for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. We'll keep you posted on all the NASL scores. And, of course, at our halftime, we're going to have our soccer throw-ins to bring you up to date on activities around the NASL. Terry Hansen will be talking to the chairman of the board of the Atlanta Chiefs, Robert Wussler. And as you can see, when the Atlanta Chiefs try to play the ball one-on-one, 4 Cosmos circled the ball of Louis Nanchoff, simply mugged him and took the ball away. Now it's given up by Savage. Here comes Romero. Back comes Stuart Lilly battling for the ball, and Romero does work hard, and we were told before the game to watch number 7 Romero when he played defense. He creates a lot of opportunities.
That he does. He's got real quick feet, Bob. There are some people who have good foot speed when they run, and some people who have just quick feet, and Julio Cesar Romero is one of those.
Here the Cosmos stealing the ball at midfield. Good pass to Quinalha, but back there to break it up is Branko Radovic to Webster Chava over on his own right side to bring it out here. And at midfield, the ball gets to Tony Whalen. Whalen's going to lose it over the far side touchline, I think. No, kept it in play. At midfield, Cosmos come back. Here is Bogicevic at the halfway line. Diagonal pass right side, running onto the ball. Naskins at the Atlanta 35. Plays it through to the foot of Bogicevic. It's loose down there. Taken by Pat McMahon, but up comes Beckenbauer, and now Atlanta controlling at the midfield. Almost controlling. New York actually controlling, and that is the right word. The Cosmos are controlling. Back comes number 16, Keith Murphy. Rolls it through to Tony Whelan at the Cosmos 35, right side. Brian Alderson wants to take it into the penalty box area, does on the ground. And Birkenmeyer fell down, may have even strained his leg to the left, and the ball went wide of the goal to the right side. The Chiefs get their first corner of the game with 23:02 to go in the half.
I think what happened, Bob, it was a shot taken by Alderson, deflected off of one of the Cosmos defenders. Birkenmeyer was going for the original shot. The deflection had him on the ground going the wrong way.
Here's Alderson to Murphy, 22 yards away from the goal. Left-footed shot, and it bounces into the chest of Birkenmeyer. Chief Soccer is coming to you from Giant Stadium, located in the Meadowlands.
All of us here at the Superstation would like to welcome Cable News Network to the Turner Broadcasting System family.
Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you from Giant Stadium. 22-23 to go in the first half of play. Cosmos leading 1-0 on a goal by Julio Cesar Romero, assisted by Bogicevic and Eskandarian. Here's a good ball to DiBernardo, left wing. He's going to be able to cross it. Quinalha in front of the goal, but there's Bruce Savage, who lets it roll under his feet to Carl Strong. Strong tries to take it out of the penalty box area, is knocked down. Eskandarian keeps it in. Back in front of the goal. Here's Quinalha, header! And it's punched loose by Ilievsky, and the Chiefs are going to take it out of the penalty box area. It's Webster Chava at his own 18, out across the 35, and it's going to be controlled there by Reisbergen.
Real sloppy on defense, Bob. They got to be clearing that ball with this high-powered offense like that. It's just got to be one big kick and out, and what they're doing, they're playing with it a little bit too much, not making a good pass, not making a good outlet pass out. Of course, something has to do that, and that is the Cosmos really with the pressure in there, but got to do a much better job on defense if we're going to keep the score at least 1-0.
Cosmos have outscored their opponents 17-4 in the last 6 games. Of the 4 goals that have been scored by opponents, only 1 was really a legitimate goal. 2 of them were on penalty kicks by the opponents. The other one came in the closing moments of a game, like as the buzzer went off, and a game that the Cosmos had a large lead in. So only 1 legitimate goal scored in the last 6 games, and the Cosmos have put 17 in the back of the net. That's truly awesome.
It makes good sense that if you check on the other end of the field when the team's trying to bring it out, that you take a lot of the strain off of your defense back in your back 4. So, you know, that's a good defense, or a good offense is the best defense as well. So you can see why the Cosmos have that record.
Hope you're enjoying our broadcast this afternoon. It's a simulcast, as you probably are aware. We're on WTBS TV, Channel 17 out of Atlanta. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching it all over the United States, and on WGST News Radio 92 if you're listening on the radio with us this afternoon. Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you. 20 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Cosmos leading by a score of 1-0. At midfield, the ball's going to be, I thought, lost out of bounds, but it was saved by Carlos Alberto. And the Cosmos now just waiting for a build-up. Right side to Eskandarian at midfield. Across the halfway line, coming forward rapidly. Gives to Naskins. To Beckenbauer. Back to Eskandarian. Good, crisp, short passing game by the Cosmos. Foul against either Furphy or Strong. Cosmos playing it quickly. Naskins give to Bogicevic. He's 30 yards from goal. 18-yard line, Romero. Back to Bogicevic. Trying to spread the defense. Double team now. Brings it back out here to midfield.
They do know how to control the ball.
Switching it to the left side in the air to DiBernardo. Ricebergen. Back to Durgan, to Carlos Alberto, the sweeper. And here comes the young American, 6'2", out of high school. Rookie, 19 years old. Top of the penalty arc. Romero, slide tackle by Savage. And the Chiefs break up the Cosmos attack. And back come the Chiefs on a counterattack. We're going to take this time out for a brief 30-second pause. But hold it. Let's hold it a second until the Cosmos at least clear it out of there. We'll be back in just a moment. The action never ceases. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
A Coke and a smile. Turns on the sun. Makes me feel good. So refreshing. Makes me feel nice. Have a Coke and a smile. That's the way it should be. And I like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola has life. Have a Coke and a smile.
Cosmos at the Chiefs' 35-yard line, left wing side. DiBernardo takes it in left wing at the 18-yard line, drops it off to Bogicevic, marked by McMahon. Ricebergen at the 18, crosses in the penalty box area, looks for Quinaglia, headed out of trouble momentarily by the Atlanta Chiefs, and there's Keith Furphy out across his own 35, and here comes Brian Alderson. Full field pressure by the Cosmos. Diagonal pass right side to right winger Louis Nanchoff. He's a burner, takes it in right toward goal at the 18-yard line. Nanchoff dropping it back to Alderson now. Alderson having trouble with it, but he still has it right side. Chiefs now with an opportunity for a shot on goal, and there haven't been many opportunities in this first half of play. Too strong, to McMahon. McMahon losing it to Ricebergen, and back come the Cosmos. Chiefs just can't pull the trigger.
Here's where they're dangerous, Bob, on this transition. When the Chiefs push up and the Cosmos take the ball, it failed that time, but boy, they can make the ball move down the field, and they can make it sing on this artificial turf.
Ball is slide tackled out of bounds by an aggressive Jeff Durgan. It'll be Chiefs throw-in, left wing corner. Atlanta trailing 1-0 with 17:39 to go in the first half of play. The goal for the Cosmos by Romero came at 16:28. Out of bounds again, lost this time to the Chiefs. It'll be throw-in Cosmos. Back in just a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Hi, I'm Carl Strong of the Atlanta Chiefs. You know, it's hard work scoring a goal in soccer, and it's no easy job reaching your goals in life either. Today's Army and the Army Reserve offer experience and the opportunity to further your education. But like anywhere else, you've got to make the team. And the main qualification is that high school diploma. Without it, your chances are limited. So for me, the Army, and the Army Reserve, do yourself a favor. Stay in school and get that diploma.
It's Beckenbauer at the top of the penalty circle, but he's mugged by 2 or 3 Chiefs, lays in a rumple as the Chiefs come out there with the ball. No foul is called. This is Carl Strong at the Cosmos 35, pushes it through. Furphy, good ball, can't get his foot on it. Excellent ball by Carl Strong.
Keith Murphy is most effective, Bob, when he runs on the balls like that. And he had one to run on to right there that time. The ball just a little bit ahead of him, like the quarterback who threw the 25-yard pass, and the receiver was only 23 yards out.
Charging foul to Pat McMahon, free kick Cosmos midfield, and the pass was intended for Eskandarian at the Atlanta 35-yard line. Goes out of bounds. It'll be thrown in from the near side touchline by number 12, Carl Strong. Grew up not too far from the New York area.
Washington, D.C., Annandale Boys Club. He's actually from Annandale, Virginia. Went to James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and then signed professional with the Colorado Caribous after his second year of college.
Here's Bogicevic approaching the Atlanta 35 square. Pass DiBernardo right down the pipe. Gives to Kinalya. One touch back. Here's Bogicevic. Top of the arc. Give and go. Bogicevic open in front. Goal! Wide outside. Ooh. Slobodan Ilyevsky coming out there and facing the Cosmos firing squad.
Well, I tell you what, that was a real nice 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 in there in the area. They played a nice give and go on 2 occasions. The ball broke through, had the ball for Bogicevic. Ilyevsky came out, cut down the angle real well, and Bogie just a little bit to the right. Wide to the
New
right.
York corner coming from the right corner flag now. Naskins to the near post. Kinalya right at the 6-yard line. Romero at the far post. You can't quite see the corner. It just comes out of that lower area. Far post loose in front of the goal. And it's down. The goalkeeper is down. Headed out of danger by Stuart Lilly. Ilyevsky came off his line, went down. The ball got loose in front of an open goal. But Stuart Lilly was there to use his head to clear it away. Throw in Cosmos at the 18-yard line. Beckenbauer. The ball is loose. Bogicevic now to Beckenbauer. Crossed far post. Kinalya. Header back to Bogicevic. Shot above the crossbar. We're going to have a goal kick. Atlanta back in a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Copier companies have been introducing small copiers with a very interesting claim.
It's just as good as a Xerox.
It's just as good as a Xerox. Then one day...
this compact copier is very versatile. It even copies on your own letterhead. Yeah, it's inexpensive, but best of all...
I know. It's just as good as a Xerox.
It is a Xerox.
The Xerox 2600, the compact copier that really is just as good as a Xerox.
Ilyevsky having trouble taking his goal kick because he puts the place kick down and it blows away. But the Cosmos just made a frenzied flurry in front of the Atlanta goal.
That was a play where Kinalya headed the ball off very nicely to Bogicevic, who went over the top. In the earlier part of that play, we had the Chiefs dodging another bullet as Ilyevsky was down on the ground and was able to push the ball out of there.
We have another update on another game going on today down in Florida. Fort Lauderdale leading Tampa Bay 1-0 on a goal unassisted by Cubillas. But the bad news out of that game is Fort Lauderdale's Francisco Mourinho is a dislocated shoulder. Former Cosmos.
Yes, he was. And, you know, they really beat up the Cosmos 4-1, I think it was, down in Lauderdale early in the year. And Mourinho was like a man possessed, they say, trying to get back at his old team.
DiBernardo, left wing corner Cosmos, marked by Lichaba. Angelo DiBernardo out of Indiana University. Back to Durgan at the Atlanta 35. Takes it into goal. Top of the penalty arc area to Bogicevic. Back to Durgan. Durgan, hard shot on the ground. It's loose. Here's DiBernardo. Wants to fire. Does. Wide to the right side. And the Cosmos just keep the pressure on with 13:05 to go in the first half of play. New York leading here at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands by a score of 1-0.
Bob, a few guests from Coke up here working on the CONCACAF tournament. Paul Barron, John Bevilacqua, and Frank Bean are up here from Coca-Cola and taking the game in. We certainly welcome them here this afternoon in the Meadowlands and love to have them as a sponsor with the Atlanta Chiefs.
Their product flowing freely here in the booth. Terry Hansen spilled it on his tie already. It's good for your tie, though. Classiest thing ever happened to your tie.
Thank you.
Here come the Cosmos trying to take it in left wing side, but Webster Lichaba is there first to Louis Nanchop. Cannot control the ball, loses it over the far side touchline. William Maxwell, the referee, says the ball belongs in the possession of Atlanta. Pat McMahon will throw it in at midfield. McMahon, right side, chips it into the 35-yard line. One-touch volley pass back to Louis Nanchop. Ball popped up in the air about 30 yards away from goal, and Carlos Alberto is there.
They're not really under control of the ball, are they, Bob? I mean, it's so much different from the way the Cosmos are moving the ball. The Chiefs, the ball bouncing away. Difficult to practice the play on this turf. They practiced on it yesterday. So it is very difficult on this turf, and the Chiefs quite aren't getting it done like the Cosmos.
The Chiefs' short passing game has been erratic and less than satisfactory all year long, and was even a problem in the 2-1 victory over Portland last week at Atlanta Stadium. The short passing game is difficult. Without the natural tall striker, the long air game is difficult. The Cosmos making pressure over the entire field, and the Chiefs just have problems with it. Attacking now is Keith Purphy, however. Right side, Purphy, good pass. Alderson wanted to fire and missed the ball. Bend on the shot. At midfield, possession of the Cosmos. Here comes Bogicevic. Good ball to Romero. Romero at the 18. Crosses to Canalia. Canalia open on his head. Goes down. Ilyevsky can't get to the ball. It's pumped to the air by Lichaba. Still in front of the goal. Here is Canalia. Tried to get it to Romero, and the Chiefs got a break there. I was almost sure that Canalia was going to nail another one.
Well, I tell you, when he gets near that area, Bob, he is dangerous.
Whoa.
You know, tactically, he doesn't do all that many things well. He just scores like Esposito in hockey. Get him around the net and he'll score.
Parks himself in the slot, does he not? Giorgio Canalia. What did you say before the game? He could fall out of bed in November and his foot would hit a soccer ball
and
and
go
score.
in the upper right-hand corner of some goal somewhere.
Here's Beckenbauer switching the ball to the left side of the field. Running under it is Angelo DiBernardo off his chest. Pumps it over right side. Canalia running onto the ball. Lilly between him to go. Shot!
Yep, Giorgio Canalia, a mistake. There he is holding that hand up. And for those of you who heard us say, I am Canalia, that is his answer to many things. I am Canalia. And he will pump those arms when he scores those goals. That one was a mistake by Stuart Lilly. The ball should have been cleared by Lilly. It was not. It was given to DiBernardo, who streaked down the left side. Nice pass in the air. On the one hop, took the ball on a half volley. You see Ilyevsky was at the close post. Not much he could do. Giorgio's got number 106 in the North American Soccer League. Cosmos have 2. The Chiefs don't have anything, and it's 9:51 left in the first half.
And Canalia picks up his 12th goal of the year and, of course, continues to lead the NASL all-time scorers. I mean, he's far and away above everybody else in leading and scoring. And you can see why. Great skills.
What scares you, Bob, when they come up and they get hot. The old saying, when you're hot, and when you're not, really applies to the New York Cosmos, because if you let them get ahead of steam up and they score a couple goals, it's Katie bar the door.
Well, Terry, the reality of the situation here is that they have got up ahead of steam. They have scored a couple of goals, so...
it could be 4.
Carlos Alberto across the halfway line. Left side square pass.
This is just an awesome team, the Cosmos. I tell you what, I hate to see our club getting beat, but I like to watch these guys play the game.
Franz Beckenbauer gives it to Johan Neeskens, Dutch international for many years, at the 35 of Atlanta to Eskandarian. Back out to midfield. The Kaiser running onto the ball. Tony Wheelan beats him to it, however, at midfield. Atlanta now. Chiefs are going to have to get a goal here now to get back in this game. They need to score soon.
Wheelan being inserted in the forward line has hurt the defense, no question. He's up there because the Chiefs aren't able to get anything going in the air. He's got height. Dan Wood, David Chadwick had him moving up there, and the defense, I believe, has suffered for that.
Here the Cosmos, midfield now. 8:25 to go in the half. Good ball to Eskandarian. Can't catch up to it, though. Lilly is back to control, but here comes Canalia from behind. Lilly gets it out to midfield first, though, off the chest of Neeskens. Tried the bicycle kick twice, but Tony Wheelan would win the ball. Here comes Pat McMahon. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be thrown Atlanta. Back in a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
That's important for an intelligence agency to show the whole of what modern intelligence is. That if we go along with this warped idea of what intelligence is as some kind of a spy service, we not only don't understand its reality today, we don't appreciate its value, and we can hurt ourselves badly, and we have done so.
Up Close with former CIA Director William Colby, Sunday night at 10 on WTBS.
At midfield, the Cosmos controlling the ball. This is Bob Neal along with Terry Hansen from Giant Stadium, just west of Manhattan on a beautiful day in northern New Jersey, in the Meadowlands, East Rutherford. Tony Wheelan into the right wing corner, offsides. Inside that 35-yard line is where the offside rule comes into play, and Tony Wheelan spotted Louis Nanchop over there and made a good cross. Tony Wheelan, no question about it, a major leaguer who has helped the Atlanta Chiefs, but he's had to play 3 different positions already.
Yeah, he's been moved around a little bit. Sometimes your versatility can be a scourge as opposed to a virtue. And Tony not able to settle down on one position, but he's very, very valuable to the team and a professional in every true sense of the word. You'll never hear him saying that he doesn't want to play a certain position, because he will play for the team.
Here is Romero. can't pull the trigger. Websterly Chaba is there. The Chiefs on a quick counterattack now. They're going to have to get out of their own zone quickly like they're doing now if they want to set up any kind of attack. Here is Brian Alderson at the Cosmos 35, right wing side. Marked tightly. Takes it around Bogicevic. However, he gets help from DiBernardo. Double team, loses the ball. The Kaiser Beckenbauer from West Germany.
Maybe leaving at the end of this season. Big rumors that he might be going back to Bayern Munich or somewhere, and so far he denies those rumors. I tell you what, for the money he's getting paid here, I certainly think I'd stay.
Eskandarian looking for Romero. Romero beats Savage in front of the goal to the right side. Gives to Quinalha. Back to the goal at the 18. Dishes to Beckenbauer, top of the arc. Here's Beckenbauer back here to Naskins. Hard shot wide to the right side. 5:53 to go in the first half. Cosmos 2, Atlanta nothing. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Andy, Opie, and Bee, big-time favorites with a small-town charm, are here for summer on the Superstation. Look for the Andy Griffith Show weeknights at 6. Big city neighbors Lucy, Ricky, Ethel, and Fred arrive at 6:30. You'll have a ball with Lucy and enjoy mirth with the Mertzes. I Love Lucy, 6:30. Hogan and his heroes systematically sabotage the Nazi war machine weeknights at 7. Archie and Edith carry on at 7:30. Enjoy weeknights on the Superstation.
Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you from the Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. Good-sized crowd on hand here today, probably about 35,000, something like that. It was rainy before the game, may have cut back a little bit, but the Cosmos averaging up around 40,000 per game. Huge tailgate parties before the game here at Giant Stadium. Banners and trucks painted blue and gold and got Cosmos insignias on them.
Within a few miles of this stadium in New Jersey, there's every ethnic community you want to see. And they do come here and support this club. And it's really, really nice to see soccer being played in this kind of an atmosphere.
Here's Romero, right wing side, gives to Johan Naskins at the 30, back out here to the Kaiser at the 35-yard line of Atlanta, center of the field. He's the quarterback. You can tell that. He's got two quarterbacks, really, Beckenbauer and Bogicevic. Switches his right side now to Eskandarian at the Atlanta 35-yard line. Good pass to Bogicevic. He's open. He's going to take it toward goal. Plays it right side. Here's Naskins. He'll cross. Does in front of the goal. Booted out of danger momentarily by Bruce Savage and out of bounds. It'll be throw in. Cosmos. And Terry, the Cosmos play the ball so well and are so disciplined, and I think this is the most disciplined Cosmos team I remember seeing.
Hennes Weisweiler, has a lot to do with that, because this man runs a soccer university in Germany. He's in his late 50s or early 60s. I don't know his exact age. He's a disciplinarian. He believes in total soccer, and the Cosmos have felt for years, if there was one man in the world who could come in and take this international talent and make them play together as a team, it was him, and he's done it.
Here's Keith Furphy trying to get the ball on his own right wing side. He's knocked down on the right wing. Ball knocked out of bounds, but I think the defender also got the ball first. So it will be throw in, no foul called. Here's Keith Furphy now. Gets it back to Alderson. Crosses off the head of Reisbergen. Chest settled by DiBernardo. Reisbergen controlling from his left fullback position. Out here's Lichava. Going to let the ball roll out of bounds. It'll be thrown Atlanta Chiefs right wing side from their own 35. Only 3 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Be sure to stay with us at halftime. We're going to show you on the television side the Chiefs play of the game from our game with the Chicago Sting. Perhaps the best team in the NASL this year. You could debate over Seattle or Cosmos or Chicago. We'll also be talking about soccer news from around the league and around the world on our soccer throw-ins. And Terry Hansen will be talking to the new chairman of the board of the Chiefs, Robert Wessler. We're also going to attempt at halftime to show you a picture of a excellent, well-mannered, but good-time bunch of guys from Roswell, Georgia, who are with us this week making the trip. They are known as the Roswell Eagles. They're an under-10 soccer team. They won the trip up here, and I want to tell you these young men have had a great time in the Alcoa WGST Shootout Contest May 31st and have been with the team all weekend. Went to practice with them, 14 players, 2 coaches. The Eagles are here today. They got a big banner. We'll try to show them to you at halftime. And for all the parents back in the Atlanta area, your kids have been so well-mannered, so well-behaved, and yet managed to have a good time. How they've been able to put that combination together, Terry, I don't know.
I believe it was Gene Jablonski and Jim Grant, the 2 coaches, have really have these young men disciplined. And speaking of coaches, and there's Hennes Weisweiler right there, sitting on a bench next to the goalkeeper coach. His name is Miguel de Lima. Miguel was the assistant coach at St. Louis University, and had a couple teams play him when I was in college, and he just knocked us worse than the Cosmos are knocking the Chiefs today.
Cosmos have goalkeepers coach, defenders coach, midfield coach, forward coach, right foot coach, left foot coach, heading coach.
I've handed my resume in today to be the cheerleader coach.
You do have good judgment on occasion. Eskandarian in across the Atlanta 35. Give and go from Romero, but there is Branko Radovic coming onto the ball. DiBernardo. But first, Slobodan Ilievsky. I was worried about saying Ilievsky's name. That's amazing blue. You know, I went to University of Michigan. Hail to the... Oh, is that the Cosmos flag?
Our producer, Dick Dotson, is saying, look at the wind. Dick, you can't see wind. There's a flag blowing there, but you just can't see wind.
You can see the flag's movement. That's a good... Our erstwhile director-producer, Dick Dotson, who just loves New York.
And he thinks he can see wind.
Well, that'll give you a reason why he loves New York, you know? He's got his I Love New York t-shirt on. He was the scourge of Broadway last night. Beckenbauer now with the Cosmos on a counterattack. 36 seconds remaining in the half. Here's the Kaiser at the Atlanta 35. Gets it into Quinalha. Settles the ball. Tried to give it back to Beckenbauer. And Keith Furphy at the halfway line. Clock running down. 24 seconds. 23 ticking down. Cosmos leading 2-0. Furphy wanting to switch the ball. Does so. Center circle. Gives to Radovic. Has Lichaba open. Good ball. 35-yard line. It's settled over there by Alderson. 13 seconds to go in the half. Here comes Alderson. Chiefs are going to have to pull the trigger fast. Off the head of Keith Furphy and Ricebergen and now Whalen. It's in front of the goal. Can anybody shoot it? No. Out comes Birkenmeyer to pick up the ball, and that'll stop the action for this half. The clock runs down. The first half comes to an end with a score. Cosmos 2, Chiefs nothing. And let's take a look just briefly at what happened in the first half of play, and then we hope to have just a word or two, if we can work it out technically on the sideline, with Atlanta Chiefs coach Dan Wood. I believe he'll be coming over to our camera position, and if so, Terry Hansen and I will chat with him briefly. But before we do that, and while we try to line that up for you before our halftime activities, let's have a look at the officials in the first half of play. 2 Cosmos goals. First one came at 16:28. Julio Cesar Romero got his 7th goal of the year. He was assisted by Vladislav Bogicevic and Eskandarian at 16:28. The other Cosmos goal came by Giorgio Quinalha at 34:30. He was assisted by Angelo DiBernardo. And Atlanta Chiefs coach Dan Wood has headed straight to the locker room to try to regroup the struggling Atlanta Chiefs team. So we won't be chatting with him at halftime, but we have a whole lot more coming your way, like our soccer throw-ins, our play of the week, and Terry Hansen's interview with Chiefs chairman of the board, Robert Wussler. And we'll be back with all of that and more in just a moment on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
With the current 18% inflation rate, we all need help. The way to fight inflation is the Kennesaw Mint. Silver, it's your hedge against inflation. Pure 99.9% silver at just above the current market price of silver. It's your answer to inflation. Silver, ever increasing in value. Now is the time to buy. Call the Kennesaw Mint for more information. 424-6056. You can't afford not to. That's the Kennesaw Mint. 424-6056.
This bud's for all you guys who keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. This bud's for you.
This bud's for you.
For all the roads you ride and every place they take you to.
For all you do.
The king of beers is coming through. Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
You ran from home and you're on the street. You've been ripped off, you've been used, and you could be killed. There is a way out. There is a way off the street. Not tomorrow, but now. Runaway Hotline will get you off the street. Call Runaway Hotline, toll-free, anytime, day or night. Runaway Hotline gets your message to those who care. Call now and get off the street.
The play of the game. Go back with us now to Comiskey Park, May 7, 1980. The Atlanta Chiefs versus the Chicago Sting. A good example here on our play of the game of excellent fundamental soccer. A good offensive build-up by the Atlanta Chiefs with good team play and some good individual play, including this shot by Nanchoff and this save by Phil Parks. Now let's re-examine. Picking up with the ball, Jeff Bourne. Passing to his left off his right foot to Brian Alderson. He takes it over to the right side, upper right-hand corner of the penalty box area. Gives the ball to George Nanchoff. Then watch Alderson here make a dummy run, a run away from the ball to draw the defenders. This gives Nanchoff the opportunity to use his strong left foot and fire a rocket shot. But there is Phil Parks, the best goalkeeper in the NASL, making a diving save, and that's the play of the game.
Do they need a basket now? Waters comes down the right side. He gets over to Puccio. Comes over left side to Wolf. Here comes Waters down the right. He puts it up. He scores! Oh, what a fire! On the score!
A Coke and a smile. That's the way it should be. And I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola and Life.
Let's take a look at that again.
Have a Coke and a smile.
Are they all here or are they not all here?
Well, Herr Commandant, I should say almost all are here.
Major Hofstadter, you won't believe this.
Try me!
I warn you, we have ways to make you talk.
Sir, you've been seeing too many war movies.
Silence! Very well.
Weeknights at 7 on WTBS.
Burning, athlete's foot. It can be caused by not just one, not just two, but 3 major types of fungus. Get Desinex. Destroys all 3 types of athlete's foot fungus. Without Desinex, they can grow unchecked. Make athlete's foot worse and worse. Desinex helps wipe out all 3. It does more than relieve itching and burning. Get Desinex. So effective, it destroys all 3 types of athlete's foot fungus.
Hi, it's Bob Neal at halftime at the Meadowlands in New Jersey, where the New York Cosmos have a lead here in this game by a score of 2-0. And the Cosmos just dominating play in the first half, but we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. And also coming up here on halftime today, don't miss the interview with Terry Hansen and the Chiefs' new chairman of the board, Robert Wussler. That'll be coming along in 2 or 3 minutes. But while we're at halftime, I thought we'd take an opportunity here to take a look at the standings in the North American Soccer League. First of all, let's have a look at the North American Soccer League's National Conference Eastern Division standings. Of course, that's the division that the New York Cosmos are in, and the Cosmos are leading that by 35 points. The Cosmos have, so far, a record of 9-2. They have amassed 77 points, and that's ahead of Rochester with a 6-5 record, only 47 points. Toronto's in 3rd place, 5-7, and Washington in 4th place with a 4-8 mark. In the Central Division of the NASL National Conference, that's the division the Atlanta Chiefs are in, Tulsa is leading with a record of 8-3 now and 62 points. Dallas in 2nd place with 43 points, and Atlanta in 3rd place momentarily by a slim margin, only 1 point. Atlanta 4-8 with 37 points, and Minnesota 4-8 with a record with 36 points. Let's have a look now at some scores from action last night around the North American Soccer League. It was Houston over New England 2-1, Chicago beating Washington, and Gordon Bradley and the expensive Diplomats are really struggling. It was 5-2 Chicago Sting. Toronto beating Dallas 2-0. Rochester over Portland 1-0, and San Jose defeating last year's Soccer Bowl champions, the Vancouver Whitecaps, by a score of 2-0. This afternoon, Tampa Bay leading Fort Lauderdale, vice versa. Fort Lauderdale leading Tampa Bay 1-0 at halftime, and Teofilo Cubillos scored there, and Mourinho for Fort Lauderdale has dislocated his shoulder in that game. 2 other games that are not underway yet, Seattle at San Diego and Detroit at Tulsa. Here at the Meadowlands, it's the Cosmos 2, the Atlanta Chiefs 0 at halftime. Just a couple of notes that I wanted to pass along to you while we have a moment on our soccer throw-ins feature of our simulcast here. First of all, Victor Noguera, the Atlanta Chiefs goalkeeper, who was number 2 in the entire NASL last year, who got off to a great start again this year, had a partial subluxation of his shoulder. That means a partial dislocation. has met with 3 doctors, including Dr. Nicholas here in New York City, and is going to have surgery on his shoulder. So the young 21-year-old Atlanta goalkeeper is going to have to undergo surgery. We don't know when yet, but is going to be lost to the Atlanta Chiefs for the rest of the season. Keith Furphy, the Atlanta Chiefs goal scorer of late, the only person to be scoring any goals, is going to miss next Saturday night's home game with Detroit because he received 2 caution cards in the game against, 2 games ago against Washington. And he has to miss, according to league rules, the next home games after 5 days have elapsed. That's why he played the last home game with Portland, but will miss the game Saturday night, and Furphy is going to be missed by Atlanta. And ironically, that's, of course, against his old team, the Detroit Express, and his father, who coaches up there, Ken Furphy. I mentioned earlier that the Roswell Eagles, 10 and under soccer team, are here after they won that Alcoa WGST shootout at Atlanta Stadium. The youngsters have traveled up here with us, and they've just done a great job of being good in terms of their attitude and also having a good time, and we just know they've had a great time. And I'm going to invite Terry Hansen to join me here. Terry has been in charge of our soccer ball. This is a promotion for the Atlanta Chiefs next Saturday night. It's Buck-a-Ball night, Terry.
Buck-a-Ball night, June 14th, sponsored by the American Dairy Association. Says milk is the one, and if you're under 16 years old and your first 8,000 to come through the gates, which open at 5:30, you can have this thing right here. It's a nice ball.
Okay, we're going to be back in just a moment. Terry Hansen is going to give up the ball here. I'll probably head it into the upper right-hand corner, and then Terry will be talking to the new chairman of the board of the Atlanta Chiefs, Robert Wussler, who is going to watch me right now. If I do a good job, I could have a uniform on next game. Terry? Not too bad. Stick around, and we'll be heading your way with more action in just a moment on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
At halftime with our chairman of the board, Robert Wussler from the Atlanta Chiefs. Never a moment too soon as you run in here and sit down and about cause me apoplexy.
Jimmy Carvallis, who does the radio broadcast for the Cosmos, happens to be a very old, dear, sweet friend of mine, and I had to do the radio broadcast for the Cosmos Network.
We are much more important than that.
That's right.
Chairman of the board, Robert Wussler. Bob, the Atlanta Chiefs are playing today in a very beautiful setting here in the Meadowlands. I mean, there are a lot of people out here. The team's playing well. The Cosmos are a real exciting club. People, a beautiful setting. The Atlanta Chiefs have not quite had that setting, either in terms of people or on the field. What does the future hold for the Atlanta Chiefs? How can they be like the Cosmos?
I think the Atlanta Chiefs can be extremely successful. We've had some problems down there in our organization, in the team that we've put on the field. We're a baby club in a baby sport. I was just discussing with some of the other fellows here in the press box, this is really a sport that in this country is less than 15 years old. In terms of the professional sports that we're used to in this country, baseball, basketball, hockey, that pales by comparison. We are making progress. We need better players, a better organization, and I think we're getting those kinds of things.
As president of CBS, you had some familiarity with soccer, and it didn't do so well on CBS. This league has attached their wagon to television. What's going to happen with television in the future?
Well, I'm not sure that this is the greatest television sport when you compare it to, say, boxing or auto racing or football. It's an enjoyable sport. Certainly, it's a terrific spectator sport. By Atlantic comparisons, this would be an excellent crowd that has been drawn here today. My guess is, having attended many New York Giant football games here, that we're probably in the area of somewhere between 20 and 30,000 people. Soccer has to grow. I think it's a combination of the indoor game and its television appeal, the outdoor game and its fan appeal.
You think indoor soccer is a big future in the North American Soccer League?
No question that indoor soccer has a magnificent future in the area of soccer and in the area of this country.
Former president of CBS, Robert Wussler, has been our guest at halftime. Terry Hansen now to Bob Neal.
Thank you, Terry. And as you can see, the teams are back on the field. We're about ready to start the second half of play here with the Cosmos leading by a score of 2-0 on goals by Romero and Quinalha. And I'll tell you what, the Cosmos totally and completely dominated the first half in terms of ball control, also defensively. Chiefs now in their blue uniforms trimmed in red and white will be going left to right as we view them from our broadcast booth. The Cosmos in the white uniforms will be going right to left. Good crowd on hand. A beautiful day, very windy. But other than that, a beautiful day here in the Meadowlands of New Jersey. Here is Wim Reisbergen playing the ball through to Bogicevic. Good ball to DiBernardo down the left wing side. And DiBernardo crosses, header, diving, by Quinalha. Stuart Lindley clears it out. George Nanchoff in the game now for Atlanta. George Nanchoff has come into the game for the Atlanta Chiefs, I believe, in place of his brother Louis. That's correct. George Nanchoff now in for Atlanta. So it's George Nanchoff, Tony Whelan, and Keith Furphy on the front line for Atlanta. Here's Carlos Alberto clearing the ball out of the penalty box area. Ricebergen running onto it from his own left fullback position. The Cosmos leading by a score of 2-0. Hope you enjoyed the halftime chat with Terry Hansen and Chiefs Chairman of the Board Robert Wussler.
He did make me sweat when he walked in there 2 seconds before we went on.
That's a guy who's got it under control. He has a very tight, very well-planned schedule, and he was due there when he arrived.
He's been to the mountain.
Tony Whelan with the ball for Atlanta midfield. 43-49 remaining in this soccer game. The Cosmos going for their 7th win in a row. Atlanta Chiefs' Dan Wood struggling with a 4-8 record and really concerned about what to do with his Atlanta Chiefs soccer team. Here's Brian Alderson with the ball. Has it on his own left wing side. Alderson keeps it in play. Remember, a soccer ball has to go all the way over the touch line or end line or goal line for the ball to be across the line. Touching it is not the same like in basketball or whatever. Back come the Cosmos. Quick counterattack. Quinalha at the Atlanta 35. Left wing side. Dishes off to Beckenbauer. At the arc. Give and go. Beckenbauer offsides at the 18-yard line.
I mean, it almost is like they're playing the ball with their hands. They're under such control. I mean, they're really a beauty to watch, and that's a problem when you're the Atlanta Chiefs, because you don't want to watch them. You want to play against them and beat them, and you've got to keep them off the board. Again, in this second half, Bob, this could be a rout if the Chiefs push up. But if they can get a goal and get back into the game, who knows what will happen.
2-0 Cosmos right now. The only other score we have from action this afternoon around the North American Soccer League at halftime, the Fort Lauderdale Strikers are leading Tampa Bay by a score of 1-0 in a very big battle between those two teams, because I want to tell you, they are battling out for the American Conference Eastern Division lead. Fort Lauderdale 9-5 going to the game with 78 points. Tampa Bay 8-4 with 71, and a couple of great franchises in the NASL down there in Florida.
Bob, on June the 25th, when Tulsa comes to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium, we got a new sponsor with the Chiefs, Kroger. And we're going to have the Kroger Family Vacation Soccer Stakes. Wednesday, June 25th against Tulsa. Just butt in of any kind, you see some action here.
Here's DiBernardo, top of the circle, dishes to Beckenbauer, chips it through, but there to make a very calm, cool. You talk about Alberto being the Iceman. So is Branko Radovic for the Atlanta Chiefs.
No question about it. Let me finish up this thing. On June 25th, 5 family vacations via Delta Airlines to somewhere in Central Florida will be given away at halftime.
Delta is ready when you want.
Yes, right. June 25th is also free Junior Chiefs night. So call 577-KICK. That's our phone for information on Kroger Family Vacation Soccer Stakes. Good to have them on board as a sponsor with the Chiefs.
According to the union rules, I get $341 for singing that jingle while you read that promo. You don't get anything because it was a promo. But and my agent and director, Dick Dotson's going to get some of that. We have a Cosmos update. A correction on the first goal on the assist. The assist should go to Bogicevic and Naskins. Here's Cosmos attacking again. Kept in play. There's Bogicevic coming from behind to make a nice play, though, was George Nanchoff. Still kept at the Atlanta 35. Pushed in here to Quinalha. Dishes back here to Bogicevic. Here is Romero. He goes down at the arc. There's going to be a foul against Atlanta and a free kick for the Cosmos coming up here.
Referee Bill Maxwell, for those on our TV side, in the picture, number 8. He's from Rochester, New York, trying to line the players up 10 yards off. Tony Whelan directing the wall so that it is in the goal at a certain advantage or a certain angle, so that the goalkeeper, Elievsky, can have the wall cover one side of the goal and him the other side. Here comes Quinalha.
Hard left-footed shot. Breaks through the wall, but is diverted over to the left side. Last touch by an Atlanta player, and it's going to bring up a Cosmos corner. This program is authorized under rights granted by Atlanta Professional Soccer Incorporated, solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program. Here's the corner. Goes to the far post. Kept in play in front of the Atlanta goal. Look at Quinalha over the crossbar. Including the imposition of a charge for viewing the program without the expressed consent of Atlanta Professional Soccer Incorporated is strictly prohibited. The announcers are chosen and paid by Atlanta Professional Soccer Incorporated. And it's going to be a goal kick here for Atlanta. Gives us time to take a brief commercial pause. We'll be back in a moment on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
Paul Pratt, Constance James, Anna Milton.
Let's go with honey.
You did it, Mom.
A Coke and a smile. I'd like to see the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola adds life. Have a Coke and a
Thank you, honey.
smile.
Chiefs with the ball at midfield. Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you from Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. Cosmos leading by a score of 2-0. 39 minutes remaining in this game. Purphy taking it in deep in his own left wing corner. He's double teamed down there, Eskandarian and Carlos Alberto. And the ball is lost over the far side touchline. It will be throw in Atlanta. And by the way, for golf fans who are watching around the country or in the Atlanta area, Atlanta's hometown favorite Larry Nelson has taken a 2-stroke lead in the final round of the Atlanta Golf Classic. Wouldn't it be great for Larry Nelson to win right there about 5 miles from where he lives? Chiefs got it into the penalty box area of the Cosmos, but not much more. Had to take it back out to midfield, and here is Branko Radovic switching it over to the right side of the field to Webster Lichava. He has George Nanchoff over to his right, to his left Pat McMahon, but also to his left was Carlos Alberto and Julio Romero. And at the Atlanta 35, it's Romero. He stops, dishes left. Alberto on an overlap in front of the goal. Turns right in front of the goal. Quinalia save, rebound, goal! Ilievsky stopped the first shot, but not the second. And it's the 13th goal of the year for Giorgio Quinalia.
And as usual, Bob, he was there for the rebound. Now, you can take that shot, and there are a lot of players who weren't there for that rebound. Quinalia with a nose for the goal. A nice push through to Carlos Alberto by Romero. Now, Carlos takes his time, pushes the ball to George. George a rebound, and then bingo, left foot right over the top of the prone Ilievsky. Not much he could have done except maybe hold on to the first one, but it was from point-blank range. 3-0 Cosmos. Oh, mercy.
I just put a little note up on the board here. You may have seen, if you're watching on the TV side, of course, you saw it said zap. Very appropriate kind of comment. And the Atlanta Chiefs now trying to get back in the game, and they're going to have to do it in a hurry. They're down 3-0. Here's a cross in front of the goal. It's taken, dropped, but then recaptured by Hubert Birkenmeyer. I don't know how Birkenmeyer stays awake back there in goal for the Cosmos. He doesn't have to deal with the ball very often.
His self-winding watch is run down in the first half.
Talking to the backup goalkeeper for the Atlanta Chiefs, Lou Chiaffi, and Chiaffi says that he runs sprint. There's Chiaffi now. Runs sprints to keep awake, but Chiaffi's a little crazy. We call him the rabbit. Here come the Cosmos friends. Beckenbauer bringing it out now across his own 35-yard line. 36-47 to go in this soccer game, and the Cosmos with a 3-0 lead. Alberto, he's the man who really keyed that goal by Quinalia moments ago. Look at that one touch. Here comes Alberto. Shot over the head and goal.
Boy, was that nice. That was a dummy play set up. The ball went right through the area. Player dummied the ball to Alberto and over the top of Ilievsky.
Carlos Alberto adds so much to the offense because he can come out of that fullback position so well.
Quinalia pushed the ball to Julio Cesar Romero, who dummied the ball up, which means he acted like he was going to take the ball, let it go by him, let the defenders come to him, which left kind of like a backdoor play in basketball, Bob. It kind of left Alberto on the weak side by himself. Ilievsky didn't have a chance, and it's 4-0.
Now, in the past 6 2/3 soccer games, the Cosmos have now outscored opponents 21-4. Just unheard of. Chiefs are about to put in a new goalkeeper. Lou Chiaffi, the guy who we said looked like a rabbit a minute ago, is warming up on the far sideline with Chiefs coach David Chadwick, and I think Chiaffi's about to come in right now. They're going to get Ilievsky out of here. Ilievsky, who's felt like he's been the goalie for a dart team today, is going to leave the field, and you can see why here.
Quinalia through. Look at that.
What a play.
Jumped over the ball. For those of you on the radio side, I'm sorry you're not watching it on that play right there, because that was something to see. The ball was pushed through. Romero took the defender, let the ball go between his legs. It rolled right to Alberto on the weak side, and he had a goal. Jeff Bourne also checking the lineup, Bob.
Jeff Bourne, number 9 for Atlanta, who is the number 10 all-time NASL scorer. Wears the same number as Quinalia. Has been benched. He's been in a scoring slump so long. And there you go. Jeff's already into action. And in goal for Atlanta now is Lou Chiaffi, who grew up in the Bronx. He's playing in front of hometown fans. It's got to be a thrill for the young American goaltender now. We'll get a shot of him in a moment because you can be sure the Cosmos will be back down there. There's Rocky right now. You'll see him running sprints, doing dances, doing chin-ups on the crossbar. He does anything to keep awake when the ball isn't down there. I have a feeling, though, that he won't have any problem today.
Yeah, the ball will be down there probably a little bit while he's in go, but he's come in, Bob, and done a real good job. 2-1 in the 3 games he's played in, and the newspapers have coined him. It's a real Rocky story. He came out of Central Florida College and as a free agent and made this club and started.
Durgan fouling Jeff Bourne. Chiefs get a free kick. Terry, it's the kind of thing that started controversy, but I don't like to see Jeff Bourne out of the lineup. I think the Chiefs played better against Portland when he was in the lineup last week. I predict they'll play better against the Cosmos now that he's back into the lineup.
Well, Dan Wood and David Chadwick felt that his work rate.
Here's Bourne in front of the goal. It's headed away from him by Durgan, and offsides is the call.
You can't really fault the guy for not scoring goals almost, although that's what he's paid to do, and he's paid quite handsomely to do that. But they felt that his work rate was such that he wasn't really giving the all-out effort that he needed to do. And, of course, that happens. You know, a slump, they say, begins in your mind and ends up in your stomach. And that's where...
And goes through your back.
That's right, kind of where Jeff is right now.
That doesn't relate here, does it?
No, it doesn't. Well, another sport, another time.
Here's Pat McMahon for the Chiefs. Plays the ball tag and it'll lead to a beautiful run by Eskandarian. Problem is, Eskandarian's with the Cosmos. Nice ball and nice reception, but... Wrong team. 4-0. Cosmos leading here. When you're hot, and they are hot. The Chiefs are not hot. 34:04 to go in this soccer game. Here's Atlanta with the ball. Tony Whelan out across his own 35 to Furphy. Getting it through. A little give and go from Alderson. Furphy with it in the center circle. Slide tackle by Naskins. Disrupted play enough for Beckenbauer and Eskandarian to take over. Now the officials on those 2 quick Cosmos goals, they came, by the way, less than 2 minutes apart. It was Quinalha assisted by Alberto at 51-43. Here comes Jeff Bourne. And Furphy back to Bourne. Bourne's onside. He can't get to the ball. Birkenmeyer falling on it. But there you go. When Jeff Bourne comes into the game, you see some action with he and Furphy right off the bat. Good opportunity. Bourne couldn't get to it in time to pull the trigger, and back come the Cosmos. And the 4th goal of the Cosmos, official now. Carlos Alberto got it at 53-30, assisted by Jeff Durgan and Vladislav Bogicevic, whom I affectionately have dubbed Bogey.
A couple of people want to remember it on the telecast here, Bob. A young man who has been a little under the weather of some minor surgery in Collinsville, Illinois. John Zimmer. Hello to John. And Shorty Ireland in Holton, Kansas. Buddy of my dad, of my friend in Ireland, is watching in Holton, Kansas. So hello. Hang with us.
Romero, right wing corner. Bruce Savage marking him down there. Romero taken down. Ball goes over the end line. It's going to be a New York Cosmos corner kick. 32-43 to go in this game. The Cosmos have 2 goals from Quinalha, 1 goal from Romero, and 1 from Carlos Alberto. Alberto has been really pushing forward here in this half. I mean, he's just been living in the Atlanta penalty box area. You'd never know he was a defender. Here's the left-footed short corner. It goes down. Bicycle kick attempt missed by Naskins. Back out here to Ricebergen. These Cosmos fans can't get enough. They're wanting more, even though they lead by a 4-0 score. And Luciaffi gets his hand on the ball the first time. And Chiaffi with a near Atlanta mistake here, and they're going to call, I think, a foul here, and here comes Atlanta Chiefs with the ball. Offsides was the call, and Brian Alderson brings it back out of there. 31-51 to go in this game. Chiefs trying to build it up from their own defensive zone. Alberto's goal was his first of the year, by the way. And it looks like we've got Branko Radovic shaken up slightly over there on his left shoulder, the Chiefs sweeper. It's going to be Atlanta ball throw-in from their own right wing corner. The fastest 2 goals by an opponent against the Chiefs was in 2 minutes and 12 seconds by Memphis in 1979. Here's the ball across to the middle. Offsides is called. And now the fastest 2 goals ever scored by a Chiefs opponent is Quinalha and Alberto right here today in 1 minute and 47 seconds apart. And this ties the most goals scored against Atlanta this year. Memphis defeated Atlanta earlier this year, back on April 26, 4-3, when Jeff Bourne got 3 goals and scored his last goals.
That was the game, Bob, and then Memphis went up by a score of 3-0 in the first half. Chiefs came back to get 3 goals in the second half and lose 4-3.
Here's Quinaglia, right wing side. Romero in front of the goal. There's DiBernardo. Header attempt, no good. Lichaba playing good, tight defense, but New York continues to control. Here is Beckenbauer chipping into the penalty box area. Pat McMahon intercepts and brings it out across his own 35. DiBernardo hounding him now. Gives to George Nanchoff. Nanchoff back passes it to the goalkeeper, Lou Cioffi. 30 minutes, 31 seconds remaining in this game. We'll take a brief timeout here and be back in just a moment on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
This bud's for everyone who lives the life of the sea.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you. While we were away for our 30-second commercial break, there was a non-goal scored by Atlanta, but since it's as close as the Chiefs might come today, trailing 4-0, we're going to rack it up and show it to you anyway. Here's the Cosmos attacking at the 18-yard line. It's Romero, right wing side, 25 yards away from goal. Romero to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer takes it deep into the right-hand corner. Here's Beckenbauer, marked by Alderson, looking for help. Takes it all the way back out to midfield to Alberto. Here comes Carlson across the 35-yard line. Gives to Quinaglia. Quinaglia marked by Lilly. Back out to midfield. Can Alderson beat DiBernardo to the ball? No. DiBernardo, very high work rate. American player from Indiana University, and he's been a fine one. Went to L.A. in the draft, but then the Cosmos picked him up. Rolls it through to the 35. Alberto left alone. Square pass right side. Naskin shot. Save! And the ball controlled on a nice move by the boy from the Bronx. And Lou Cioffi with the save there. 28:50 to go in this game. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
A 70s retrospective and what is happening. Sponsored by M&M Products Company, makers of Stay Soft Pro. Wednesday night at 10 on WTBS.
Jeff Bourne with the ball inside the Cosmos 35, hard right-footed shot. He couldn't get a lot on it. Here comes Furphy with the ball. It's loose in front of the goal. Beckenbauer is going to come pick it up. And Bourne can't run onto the ball, and back come the Cosmos. We told you earlier about that near-miss Atlanta goal. It went in, but it was counted as a non-goal. We're going to try to show it to you here in just a moment.
I think it was an offside call, Bob. The ball was taken outside by Branko Radovic, taken inside. Should have been cleared. It was George Nanchoff pushing the ball up. There's the offside call right there. With the ball heading back, Bourne was on the other side of the goalkeeper, which constitutes an offside. Therefore, no goal. Did not have two players between he and the goal when the ball was passed inside the 35-yard line for the second time today.
While you explain that, there was a foul against Atlanta. Free kick, Cosmos, left of the penalty box area. This is Bogicevic in front of them, looking for the head of Quinaglia. There's Quinaglia. Goal! Giorgio Quinaglia with a hat trick, and it's 5-0.
Again, what can we say other than George Quinaglia will capitalize on any mistakes that's made by the defenders? There was a shot, Bogicevic on the free kick. It was over the head of Stuart Lilly, who was supposed to clear that ball. Got over his head. Quinaglia took the ball off the chest settle, and he is a skilled player, and you forget that a lot. And he brought the ball down very nicely off the chest and put in numero tres of the day.
14th goal of the year for Giorgio Quinaglia. Back come the Chiefs now on the counterattack.
If this were a fight, they'd stop it.
They're going to send him to the corner in a minute, I think, and ask the Chiefs where they are, because the knockout, the blows have been coming hard to the head. Tony Whelan inside the 35-yard line. Gives the ball to George Nanchoff. He can't control, and back come the Cosmos again. Bogicevic, good ball to the foot of Romero. He is onside, switches it to Quinaglia, but back comes Branko Radovic to clear it back to the goalkeeper, Lou Cioffi. 26:05 remaining in this game. We'll be back in just a moment. Cosmos lead 5-0. This is Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
A Coke and a smile, friends on the sun.
Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you at Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. Cosmo's 5th goal. Here's the official. Giorgio Chinaglia, 3rd of the day, 14th of the year. Chinaglia was assisted by Bogicevic, his 3rd assist of the day. It came at 64-20. Cosmos lead by a score of 5-0. Carlos Alberto, the man with the ball right now, scored one of the other goals. The other Cosmos goal came very early in the game by Julio Romero. Cesar Romero.
Saturday night again at home, June the 14th against Detroit. If you're under 16 and you get there when the gates open at 5:30 and you're one of the first 8,000 to come and bring a milk container of any size or shape, it's important. American Dairy Association, bring a milk container, put it in there, pay $1, and you have that nice minor ball we showed at halftime.
Here come the Atlanta Chiefs, trailing 5-0, getting drilled here in the Giant Stadium. Here's Jeff Bourne coming in right side. Bourne takes it in deep, crosses, hits it high and wide. It blows back in with a strong wind. Keith Furphy keeps it in play. Chiefs continue to attack thanks to the wind and Furphy's good skill. It's in front of the goal, but Birkenmeyer takes it. This game is coming to you from Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
We can't.
Bob Neal and Terry Hansen with you. Terry's sobbing into a handkerchief right now, and he'll try to get control of himself in just a moment and be back with us. Terry, as you know, is the vice president of the Atlanta Chiefs, and Terry doesn't seem to be having that good a time this afternoon.
Oh, heck, I'm really enjoying myself, Bob.
Here's a sharp stick. Maybe you can poke yourself in the nose with it.
I know how Custer felt now. Yeah, well,
even the ball's swollen. They've been kicking it so hard.
In defense of the Atlanta Chiefs, the New York Cosmos have been just awesome today, and they are a fine club.
Here comes Atlanta. Brian Alderson tried to push the ball through to Jeff Bourne, who's been running off the ball very well today. But the Cosmos defenders are so very strong and so experienced. Here's Beckenbauer out of the center circle. Moving rapidly. Give and go. Beckenbauer lets it go through. It's played right side. Beckenbauer chasing the ball with Bruce Savage. Foul against Beckenbauer, using his elbow to gain advantage down there.
Fans didn't like that call at all. No mercy here in the Meadowlands. Next TV game, Bob, Saturday night, June 21st, and we're going to Portland. And we're going to go see Mount St. Helens.
Oh, mercy.
We saw them today.
Here's Chinaglia, header, save! What a great diving save to his own right side by Chiaffi. And Lechaba and Chinaglia are down, but I think they're both going to be okay. And here's Romero again pressuring the ball right in front of the Atlanta goal. Now finally cleared out.
Giorgio will not be denied. That cross was taken, and he headed both the ball and Lechaba toward the goal. Lechaba down, Chiaffi with a nice acrobatic save. Kept the score from being 6-0.
Just about became 6-0 there when the Cosmos intercepted the Chiefs trying to bring it out of their own end again. Now it's Cosmos throw-in at the Atlanta 35-yard line. 22 minutes remaining in this game. Oh, boy, the ball rolled under the feet intentionally down there. Bogicevic standing right in front of the ball was Chinaglia, but he didn't get a chance to pull the trigger. And the youngster from the Bronx, Lou Chiaffi, will clear it out of here. He went to Orange County Junior College and Central Florida University, the young man who's punting the ball right now. And I like him. I like the way he plays, and I think with experience he may be a good goalkeeper. Terry, would you agree with that?
Yes, I would. He's got all the tools, Bob. I like his attitude. For a rookie, he will yell at the defenders, direct the defense, come off his line, be very aggressive, and that's the kind of traits a goalkeeper needs to have.
Here's Lechaba, 35-yard line of the Cosmos. Chiefs trail 5-0 to Jeff Bourne. Pushes the ball through, but nobody runs on it. McMahon and George Nanchoff playing the Alphonse and Gaston I got it, you take it act, and the Cosmos decided they would take it and bring it back out on a counterattack. Here comes Eskandarian, plays it right wing side. We're kind of talking about a race here between a T-model Ford and a Jaguar, I think, in terms of money spent on the teams, Terry Hansen.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. It's certainly no excuse, but the Cosmos have spent a whole lot of money. a whole lot of money on these players, and they have put a quality team on the field that has cost them millions and millions of dollars, and the Chiefs not making that type of a commitment as yet in Atlanta to go out and get the Beckenbauers and the Romeros that cost $1 million apiece.
Ball played in the right corner. Look how fast Romero can run. Stops the ball at the end line. He'll want to cross it. Does so right in front of the goal. There's Quinolia, but Chiaffi beats it to it. And the young American goalkeeper is coming in here and playing quite well since he was inserted the game in place of Slobodan Ilyevsky, who played his first game for Atlanta and had a rude re-entry into the NASL. Brian Alderson, center circle, goes down. The ball is won by Bogicevic, and back come the Cosmos again. Giorgio Quinolia now with 14 goals, 3 assists on the season, and 31 points.
Boy, they have just kept coming and coming all afternoon. And the Chiefs haven't really been able to put anything together on offense. The pass work has been shoddy, but the Cosmos have played good defense. And Weisweiler, this team has a trademark of Hennes Weisweiler because they play hard all over the field all the time. And the Cosmos teams from before, they used to just kind of light up when they had the ball on offense, but no longer. And they are going to be a contender in this league all season.
Here's Furphy, left wing side, taking it toward the 39-yard line. He's taken down hard by Naskins and maybe shaken up just a little bit. Let's see if he's serious down there. We'll be back in just a moment. The referee calls timeout. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
Hi, I'm Carl Strong of the Atlanta Chiefs. You know, it's hard work scoring a goal in soccer, and it's no easy job reaching your goals in life either. Today's Army and the Army Reserve offer experience and the opportunity to further your education. But like anywhere else, you've got to make the team. And the main qualification is that high school diploma. Without it, your chances are limited. So for me, the Army, and the Army Reserve, do yourself a favor. Stay in school and get that diploma.
Keith Furphy's okay. It's going to be Atlanta Chiefs free kick about 25 yards away from goal on the left side. The wind's blowing so hard the ball keeps rolling over. Alderson's going to start the action. Chips it in here looking for Lilly and Whalen, but up high is 6'2" Durgan to clear it out of there. Taking over the left wing side to Jeff Bourne now. One-on-one with Eskandarian. Bourne tries to cross, goes off the legs of Eskandarian. Throw in Atlanta Chiefs about 10 yards away from the end line, left wing side. Trailing 5-0 into the penalty box area. Intended for George Nanchoff, having trouble with his footing. And the Cosmos bring it out of there at almost as though they're playing a casual training match here.
It's fun to play when you're up like this, Bob. You know, you get up and you can do a lot of good things, and you're looser, and you're scoring, and you're in front of your home crowd, so I am sure that the Cosmos are thoroughly enjoying themselves.
18:53 to go in this soccer match. They were trying to get the ball on the head of Quinolia. It's still loose down there at the 18-yard line. Pat McMahon finally wins it for Atlanta, though. But back comes Bim Reisbergen, who scored, by the way, the shootout goal that beat Atlanta 2-1 the first times Atlanta played the Cosmos last year, and the first game ever for Reisbergen. Now the Chiefs have a 4-on-3 down the middle and a good square pass to the right behind, not a very good pass, behind Keith Furphy, and the Chiefs breakaway stopped very quickly. It's 4 against 4 down here. The rest of the Cosmos didn't even go into the defensive zone that time, and those 4 matched up against the Atlanta Chiefs and stopped them at will and very easily, and back come the Cosmos now.
Really a very lackluster effort on offense that last time down, Bob. The score is 5-0. Nobody knows that more than the Atlanta Chiefs at this point. And quite frankly, their effort on that last offensive play leaves a lot to be desired.
Very flat team. They've gone into periods like this all year, getting down and playing flat. And that's what's happening right now, trailing 5-0 with 17:50 remaining in this game. And Dan Wood, the Atlanta Chiefs coach, doesn't look as though he's exactly the life of the party himself over there on the bench right now.
He was out scouting and got into the hotel this morning at 3:30, so I'm sure he's not only a little dejected but also tired.
You were out scouting too and came at about 3:30. Were you with Dan?
No, I was with you.
Chiefs now at the top of the penalty arc area. That didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to. George Nanchoff chipping it in, looking for Alderson. Ball still loose at the 35-yard line of the Cosmos. Pat McMahon left wing side now to Keith Furphy. Ball loose at the 18, headed out of danger by Eskandarian. Still controlled inside the 35 by Atlanta until Wim Reisbergen of the Cosmos comes over and takes it out across his 35. Switches it up here at midfield to the foot of Quinolia. Chest settled by Bogicevic. Over to Beckenbauer. Look at how well they play. Quinolia, Beckenbauer. Finally, Branko Ranovich takes it away, and back comes Atlanta. 16:49 remaining in the game. It is Cosmos 5, Chiefs 1, averting the shutout. Excuse me. I gave the Chiefs a goal on the one they didn't score. Of course, they haven't averted the shutout. It's 5-0 with the Cosmos leading. I was given the count up here on the corner kick. Cosmos are leading the Chiefs 5-1 in corner kicks. 5-0 in goals scored. Here's Wim Reisbergen at the 35 of Atlanta. Left all alone, left side. Romero in the penalty box area. Looks for Quinaglia. Here's Romero. Look at the dribbling. Quinaglia tried to give it back to him. Still controls. Turns. There he is. And finally, Keith Murphy comes away with the ball. Quinaglia is so cool in that penalty box area. This is a 3-on-3. Switching it left side. Here's Jeff Bourne. He's open at the 18. Can he fire? Chips the ball. Easy save by Birkenmeyer. Bourne didn't get anything on the shot.
Hubert Birkenmeyer done a good job. A German goalkeeper brought in here. They've had a cast of thousands of goalers in this club. Arrow Yashin, Jack Brand, who's playing so well for Seattle now. Just a whole lot of goalkeepers. Bob Rigby has been here. Kurt Kuykendall.
Shep Messing was my favorite.
Shep Messing.
I know he's one of your favorites.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Shep Messing.
Johan Neeskens rolls it right side. Romero, right wing. Coming in down near the inline. He'll cross it. He does. Far post. Looks for Quinaglia. Can't find him over the inline. Atlanta goal kick. Back in a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
If you're looking for high adventure when the sun goes down, then come discover Six Flags tonight, where the new Flying Dutchman ride at Jolly Roger's Island will swing you to the stars. And every night is overflowing with special shows, parades, fireworks, and rides that'll thrill the daylights out of you. By Six Flags at night, now it's a bigger blast than ever.
Open daily. 2-night tickets are available at the gate.
At midfield, Chiefs controlling. Brian Alderson has Nanchoff on his right side. Good ball to Nanchoff. Could be a trouble here. It's to Jeff Bourne instead. Jeff Bourne turns, chips, bends it over the goal, and it'll be a goal kick for the New York Cosmos now. The Chiefs are having some opportunities. New York about to send in a new player. Chiefs have made 2 substitutions. They've substituted Chiaffi in goal for Ilievsky. 3, actually. George Nanchoff for Brother Louie. And Jeff Bourne's also come into the game. Ball into the Atlanta penalty box area, taken out of there by Branko Radovic to George Nanchoff. 14:03 remaining in this game. 3 goals by Quinaglia. 1 goal by Romero and 1 goal by Alberto.
7:30 p.m. on June 21st, Saturday night. That's Eastern Daylight Time from Portland, where we play the Portland Timbers. And, hey, we beat them.
That's right, 2-1.
Last Wednesday night.
That was a good game.
Yes.
Here's Tony Whelan just to the left of goal, but Eskandarian beats him to the ball. Back passes it to the goalkeeper, Hubert Birkenmeyer, who woke up just long enough to pick up the ball and distribute to his Cosmos teammates in the center circle now. Look at that off the heel of Bogicevic, but getting to the ball first will be Webster Lichaba. Boy, every time you look up, you see Julio Cesar Romero. If there's such a thing as the classic prototype South American winger.
Yes.
He would be it.
He runs and he runs and he runs. And, you know, you've got that combination of him out there who runs all day and who can cross the ball. And then you've got a combination of a big stud striker in Giorgio Quinaglia who needs service from the right wing or the left wing, wherever it might be. And you've got the makings of a real, and then you throw in for measure of Franz Beckenbauer in midfield and a Carlos Alberto on a defense. And you've got the makings of a world-class team, and the Cosmos certainly do have that.
Mark Liverich about to enter the game for the New York Cosmos. I think he's going to go in to replace the aging Wim Reisbergen.
Mark Liverich can play for most teams in this league. He's an American citizen now. When I was with the Washington Diplomats, he was there. Great player.
Here's Romero again at the 18. Lichaba Romero battling for the ball. Webster Lichaba wins it. It goes over the inline. It's going to be Cosmos corner, right corner flag. 12:26 to go in this game. Cosmos leading 5-0. Here comes the corner, but before they do that, I think Hulser is going to go in too. Larry Hulser.
Last year's Rookie of the Year in the North American Soccer League from St. Louis. Larry Hulser, St. Louis University player, came over to the Cosmos in that trade from the LA Aztecs.
DiBernardo coming out, and Reisbergen coming out, I believe, for the Cosmos, and it'll be Hulser and Liverich coming in for New York. Get some experience for some of their younger players here with this large 5-0 lead. 12:18 to go in the game. The Atlanta Chiefs getting really beaten like drums here today.
I tell you what, though, we get a touchdown and we're 1 up on them.
We'd missed the extra point, I'm afraid. Here's the cross, far post in the air, looking for Liverich, but it's headed out of danger momentarily by the Chiefs, and Keith Furphy comes back with a quick counterattack, has Jeff Bourne on the left side. Can't switch it to him yet, gives instead to Pat McMahon. Now McMahon has Bourne ahead of him. Rolls it to him down the left wing side and across the Cosmos 35 at the 18. Here comes Jeff Bourne. Jeff Bourne hits a shot wide to the right side. And we're going to get a New York goal kick out of this with 11:56 remaining in this game. And the Cosmos leading 5-0. Back in a moment on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.
With the current 18% inflation rate, we all need help. The way to fight inflation is the Kennesaw Mint. Silver, it's your hedge against inflation. Pure 99.9% silver at just above the current market price of silver. It's your answer to inflation. Silver, ever increasing in value. Now is the time to buy. Call the Kennesaw Mint for more information. 424-6056. You can't afford not to. That's the Kennesaw Mint. 424-6056.
35,009 people here today. Here's a hard shot. Goal! That was a 20-yard rocket shot. I mean, catching everybody by surprise.
Johan Neeskens, number 13, a 28-year-old, played for Ajax in Holland.
He just pulled the trigger about 22 yards away.
He teed one up. It's right at the 35. He's into about 30. That's here about 27, 28 yards. Look at that. Chaffee down on the ground making a good, valiant effort, but the ball in the goal, 6-0.
That's his second goal of the year, Neeskens' second goal. And the Cosmos lead 6-0, and some of the 35,000 fans starting to leave now with only 10 minutes, 35 seconds to go in the game. Terry Hansen, who are you going to pick for man of the match?
Lord. I think I'd probably...
Here's the ball loose in front of the goal as Birkenmeyer came out to his own right side. He couldn't control the ball, but nobody from the Atlanta Chiefs was following up on that cross. Nobody was there to take the shot. You can bet Giorgio number 9 Quinaglia might have been back very quickly. Here come the Cosmos. Top of the arc. Quinaglia controlling the ball. Look at the foot skills. Plays it over to his own left side. Here's Liverich, takes it right in on goal, drops back Quinaglia, 18-yard line. He has 3 goals. He'll pass Quinaglia. Liverich wants to cross, tries to get around Whalen. Offsides is the call. And, oh, brother, it's like watching a ballet dancer when you watch Quinaglia and his ball skills inside the penalty box area.
He's my man for the match.
What can you
Giorgio
say?
Quinaglia.
What are you going to... I mean, there's... Romero has played well today. Beckenbauer, the guy with the ball right now, has played very well. Bogicevic has. Neeskens hits the shot over the crossbar, but there's no question the man who makes the difference is Giorgio Quinaglia.
Lives in a 22-room house in Englewood, New Jersey, in a construction business. A great man, a naturalized U.S. citizen, and his wife's cousin. You know who his wife's cousin is?
His wife's cousin is, no, I don't know.
Well, neither do I. No, it's Mike Eruzione. Mike Eruzione was a captain of the U.S. Olympic team out of Boston University. So, George Quinaglia.
I guess that would make sense. They're both being Irish. Cosmos' 6th goal by Johan Neeskens, assisted by Franz Beckenbauer and Eskandarian, came at 78-46. The Cosmos have won 6 straight on their way to 7 straight, have outscored opponents now 23-4 since the arrival of Coach Hennes Weisweiler.
I tell you what, he could be the man of the match because he has molded this international group into a solid team.
This will be the 4th time the Chiefs franchise has played the Cosmos, having never won. Ball crossed at the 18. Stuart Lilly bangs it back out here, and Lechaba heads it out of danger, but I think it's going to go out of bounds and does on the near side. 8:17 to go in the game. The Cosmos leading by a score of 6-0. This is Mark Liverich at the 18-yard line of Atlanta. He's double teamed, still controls the ball, though. Beats George Nanchoff to it. Drops it back out here to the Kaiser Franz Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer rolls it through to Romero. Turns on the ball. I thought he was going to fire, but didn't. And Pat McMahon now rolls it out of danger for the Atlanta Chiefs. And back comes Webster Lechaba. Switches it to the middle of the field to Jeff Bourne. Steps over the ball. Gives to Whalen. Whalen has on his left Keith Furphy. Rolls the ball to the foot of Furphy wearing number 16. And across the 35 left wing side. Takes it to the top of the penalty arc. Here's Furphy to Jeff Bourne. And Jeff Bourne couldn't control. The Chiefs seem to have problems on this surface or on any other surface settling the ball. They don't trap the ball well. Here's Quinaglia, 18-yard line. Wants to stop. Has no help. So he just brings it back out here and waits for a little support. Upcoming from his defensive position is Alberto. gives to Liverich, top of the penalty arc. Liverich double teamed. Back out here to Beckenbauer, 35. Switches right side, Alberto. Foot settle. To Romero. Back to Alberto. And it goes over the end line. It's going to be a corner. It was Branko Radovic had to punch the ball over the end line to take it out of danger. 7:05 to go in this game.
You're talking about, Bob, the inability to settle. Well, that last play, and this happens a lot, too, that ball was kicked much too hard on the pass from Furphy to Bourne. That was very difficult to settle.
Here's Beckenbauer. Offsides called against Bogicevic.
So not always, the point I was trying to make is the person receiving the ball at fault for his inability to control it. Many times the person making the pass. The Atlanta club does not play well under severe pressure. If they have some space, they can get some things done.
Psychological space?
Under some, no, just
like
space.
I want my own space.
No, they know where their head's at. It's just on the field.
Great I do too. Top of the arc, Jeff Bourne off the feet of Alberto, controlled by Branko Radovic. Back here to Tony Whalen. Over to the left side now, Brian Alderson. Into the penalty box area. There's George Nanchoff to the left side. Can he cross? Into the face of Birkenmeyer, but the Cosmos got the rebound, and back they come with 6:05 to go. And the center circle now. It is Quinaglia controlling the ball. Square pass left side. Here comes Larry Hulser in across the 35. Good pass to Quinaglia. Top of the arc. He will shoot, and it is saved by Chiaffi. Back in a moment. This is Atlanta Chiefs soccer.
You're working hard and building up a thirst so mean it just won't quit. But you won't quit either. So you reach for the Thirst Quencher. Pro Strength Thirst Quencher from Wagner with twice the minerals of Gatorade, plus more of the potassium a thirsty body may need. Got a mean thirst that won't quit? Reach for Pro Strength Thirst Quencher from Wagner. When you're not playing games with thirst. Right, Zonk?
5:14 remaining in this game. Here's Jeff Bourne with the ball in his defensive half for Atlanta. Rolls it left side to Brian Alderson. Chiefs being shut out by a score of 6-0 so far here today. 6 goals in a game by the opponent has broken the most goals scored against Atlanta. Washington scored 5-1 in our first telecast ever last year, but now it's 6-0. So this is the most goals ever scored against Atlanta by an opponent, making a record. First hat trick, Quinaglia has 3 in Atlanta since June of '79 at Toronto. Ivan Lukacevic scored 3 then. And by the way, that's Quinaglia's 10th hat trick, 3 goals. 4:31 to go in this soccer game, 6-0 Cosmos. Larry Hulser, young American, at the 35 of Atlanta. Hulser being marked by Radovic. Gives to Bogicevic. Give and go. Hulser, couldn't control. Webster Chaba comes back. Boots the ball out of danger, but I think it's going to go over the near side touchline. No, it stays in play. Carlos Alberto comes to handle the ball. You'll notice Alberto stepped out of bounds. The ball stayed in. You can do that, of course, in soccer. As long as the ball stays inside, you can run out of bounds. Alberto to Larry Hulser. Cosmos going for win number 7 in a row, dominating their Eastern Division. The Washington Diplomats were thought to be a contender this year, but Washington lost again yesterday, losing to Chicago by a score of 5-2. Johan Cruyff and company just not getting it done this year. Here comes a race for the ball. It's won by Luciaffi.
I really can't understand why Washington's having those kind of problems. Bob, other scores yesterday. Houston beat New England by a score of 2-1. Toronto over Dallas 2-0. Rochester beating Portland 1-0. And San Jose over Vancouver. That's a surprise.
Another game this afternoon. Last score we got a few minutes ago. Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay were tied 1-1. Cubillas had scored for Fort Lauderdale, and Wes McLeod had scored for the Tampa Bay Rowdies in that battle in the American Conference Eastern Division. They're Fort Lauderdale leading there just by a few points. Here's a new update on that, by the way. At the end of regulation play, Strikers and Rowdies in overtime tied 1-1. Bogicevic at the Atlanta 35-yard line switches the ball right side. Alberto 30 yards away from goal. Has some help on his right side from Eskandarian. Doesn't need that. Romero gets it back. Chips in front. Here's Quinaglia. Chiaffi comes out short, hops it, and he throws it out here to Keith Furphy at midfield for Atlanta.
George has a lot of opportunities, Bob, to take shots at goalkeepers that he doesn't do, especially on a play like that. He is aggressive, yet he's a gentleman on the field, and you have to admire that.
Here comes Keith Furphy, top of the penalty arc. Triple team. Slide tackle attempt by Alberto is missed. Ball is Now finally taken away by New York, but Furphy comes back to get it again. We're down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this soccer game.
How about that? Johan Neeskens, a Dutch international who's played all over the world with a score 6-0, is still sliding, tackling on this artificial surface. You must admire that type of dedication to the game.
Once again, the Cosmos, by the way, we talk about Hennis Weisweiler, the Cosmos coach, who is, they call him the coach's coach. He has so many coaches who have coached in world-class competition who've learned from him, who came here. The Cosmos were struggling at the beginning of the year. They were 3-2 when he came here. They're about to be 10-2 because they have won their 7 straight games since he arrived. Here's a left-footed rocket shot that goes off Alberto by Keith Furphy. Cosmos come back with it.
He was at Bayern Munich, and he took that FC Cologne club. He was in Barcelona in Spain for a year, and then went and took the FC Cologne club, who was kind of in the Bundesliga in Germany, just kind of languishing toward the middle, and he took it over in 76, and in 77, the shot goes wide. They won it all. So Weisweiler is a proven coaching entity, much like a Gene Mauch or a Billy Martin or somebody, a Hubie Brown in basketball, who just turns around programs and who can go in and do the things with the team that's necessary to make them a winner, and he has certainly proven that here with the Cosmos.
Hey, what's happening to the Bravos, the Atlanta Braves? They seem to be getting back in the ball game. They beat the Dodgers yesterday 6-1, and they're going to be playing the Dodgers at Atlanta Stadium tonight. It'll be on WTBS, the Superstation, by the way, at 7 o'clock, wherever you may be watching around the United States of America. Braves and Dodgers.
Cushion weekend, and they had a Skip Carey look-alike contest, and the guy who looked like Skip Carey the most had 13 cushions stuffed into his pants and his shirt.
Incredible. 13
cushions that won the Skip Carey look-alike contest.
I think that's a cushion record, too. Skip's record was 12, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he doesn't need cushions.
Here's Jeff Bourne. Left-footed shot. Couldn't get anything on it. It went wide to the left side. 32 seconds remaining in this soccer game. And by the way, the Chiefs have a new executive secretary who's watching today. Michelle, it isn't always like this.
Michelle Zarzaka, who joined us from the Atlanta Flames, now with the Chiefs. Welcome.
Here comes Larry Hulser. We're just about out of time in this soccer game. Hulser at midfield. At the 35. 7 seconds. 5 in front of the goal. It's still in play, however. 3 seconds. Here's a ball, far post. Oh, yeah, and it's headed over the end line. And that's the end of the game. And the game ended appropriately enough with the Cosmos and a slashing attack on goal. And the Cosmos have won here at the Meadowlands Giant Stadium by a score of 6-0. This is Bob Neal with Terry Hansen. We'll be back in just 90 seconds to recap today's game and give you the other scores around the NASL. So stay with us on Atlanta Chiefs Soccer.